guys, it's Eileen from Loving Plants, and this video is going to talk about my plant horror story. Stay tuned. This is a tale of two lemon lime marantas that, it's kind of horrific, so I'm going to get right into the video and start by showing you the beautiful plants. Here we go, guys. So, Lime had a partner named Lemon. Lemon was also filling this basket. We made this basket, my husband made this basket stand, and I love the way the two of them looked. And Lemon is now here, which looks beautiful. I mean, I always think propagations look so pretty and so cool in vases. But this is all that's left of Lemon because she was struggling and I did everything, not just, oh my gosh, mainly I should give props to my husband here because my husband took her the first day and saw all the mealy bugs. I was looking, but he saw like big clumps of mealies, and we cleaned her and did all the alcohol treatments and everything we needed to do. So after finally doing all that needed to be done for her to be normal, she flowered and she looked great. She was all cleaned up. We didn't even spot a mealy on her. We would take her out and do a thorough investigation each week. So now, fast forward about 3 weeks, they're kind of in here together looking beautiful. And I noticed that Lime continued to flower and Lemon was just losing leaves, and the leaves were just like fading and fading and fading. So I couldn't figure out what was going on. I'm going to zoom in on her too. She's just so beautiful. I mean, she's still here, guys. But I couldn't figure out what was going on. And my husband's been so helpful in all of this that I said, you know, he works a full-time job during the week. And I said, when we can meet up on Saturday, let's look at Lemon and see what's going on. So he took out the big basket, and this was just like in its nursery pot, and here's the size of the basket. It's kind of like an 8-inch pot. This was much lighter, and the pot from the beginning was always heavy, saturated, that Lemon was in. So guys, I just thought she was waterlogged, and that's why she was struggling at the nursery. So let me turn this camera around and tell you more. Okay guys, I'm holding the biggest area of cut lemon here. I thought it would be very fitting to explain what happened. Basically, once we got her in the clear of mealy bugs, we thought, okay, we're good. Check on her a couple weeks, you know, we're good. And after she flowered, I really thought we were good. I thought it was like, thank you so much for helping me. And yes, flowering can be that, but flowering can also mean they're stressed, so I knew that as well. So I continued to keep an eye on her. Let me back up to when I saw her at the nursery. It was Lime, who I already showed you in the basket down here, and that was the only basket I saw. And then I happened to see one more basket. I was so happy because I needed two to fulfill my homemade Longaberger basket plant stand, and I just wanted it overflowing in lemon lime marantas. So when I saw her at the nursery and she looked like she was struggling, again, if she's waterlogged, maybe we can help with that. We can dry her out. I want to say one thing I learned. I am always going to get the healthiest looking plant because you want the biggest fighting chance. And I kind of, you know, the vegan in me wanted to save her. And the nursery actually said they would take her back once we called about the mealy bugs. They said, you know, it happens. And if you have houseplants, you're going to have pests. So I wasn't too concerned about the mealy bugs. She always was heavy, like I said, thinking she was waterlogged. I didn't repot her because if you guys listen to Plantarina or some really reputable people that have been dealing and working with houseplants for years and years and years, they say let your plant acclimate, possibly 6 months before you need to repot. And that's a school of thought. And then somebody has the opposite school of thought. Hey, you just brought this in from a nursery. Let's absolutely wash this down, you know, change its soil right away. Don't even introduce it into the house. And I understand that too. I understand both schools of thought. Because she was such a big basket and we did accomplish clearing the mealybugs, I didn't repot. So, this story. Let me get to it. That brings us to this past weekend where my husband actually said, let's take her out. Let's look, maybe we'll lift her out of the pot and see what's going on. Fine, she had all these yellow leaves. Let's cut them out at the same time. He lifts the pot and I only looked for a split second and I saw things crawling. Okay, that's enough for me. Mealybugs were hard enough, okay? When I see things like wormy things crawling, even if it's earthworms, I hear that all the time because worm castings in the soil, fine. No, guys, slugs, multiple. My husband saw approximately 15 baby slugs on the outside. Now, can you imagine? I can't because we didn't even look. Can you imagine what was in the inside? Remember, her weight was so heavy. Oh, guys, slugs. I never even heard of that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Now I know it's a thing. And that is detrimental to your plant because you have these slugs, snails, they're feeding on the vegetation from the root system, you know, and they're not a beneficial insect or worm that sometimes are really helpful for your plants. Like if you have a spider, keep it on there to get some pests. But no, this was not beneficial. And I had never dreamed I would chop her all up. But I knew that this was the line. Slugs. Even if we tried to fully repot, I don't know how many eggs are remaining and all these things. So, lesson of the day, if a pot feels heavy, like really, really heavy, definitely maybe while you're at the nursery, see if you can get someone to help you like lift up on it. Make sure it's just waterlogged like I thought and not something more sinister. And also, if a plant is struggling, I can't now. I have to get a healthy plant or just the plant that looks the brightest, has the most, you know, fighting chance, just like lime looked. So we did name Lemon appropriately because we bought her as a lemon. But here she is. And if these propagations work, I don't expect all of them to work, but if they can, great. If they can root and we have a fresh baby lemon plant, I will be so relieved, guys. And I'm going to give you some updates on what happened. So stay tuned, guys. You're going to see a lot more planty things here at this channel. I love plants and I eat plants and that's like creepy sounding, but being plant-based and being in love with houseplants, if you can relate to that, certainly subscribe, and I'm happy to have you here, and I'll try to put out content involving my plant stories, and hopefully I won't have too many horror stories like this one. I think this might be a once-in-a-lifetime type story. I hope. I really, really hope. So thanks so much, guys, for watching. You have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video.